Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I've been going for a little while and the video that I put up last, I wasn't in the video and I know you guys missed my beautiful face, but I'm back to being in my videos. So came on here to talk about something that actually has been on my spirit for months, maybe even a year now, but now I'm finally able to articulate how I feel on the topic and what I feel like you should know and what I want to get out there. Okay, so as you can tell by the title, I am talking about having pride in being a Black American. Now, what I mean by a Black American, I don't mean by a Black person who was born, who is in America. I mean as a Black person who is a descendant of slavery, American chattel slavery, and you are Black. You are a product of Black people being brought from Africa over to America, and that's what you are the descendant of. I mean being proud to be that, because there's Black people all over America, we know that, and there's Black people who have come from Africa by choice. There are Black people who are just first generation Americans. So I mean Black people who are a descendant of slavery, Black Americans. I'm saying you should be proud to be that. Now, this is not rhetoric that gets thrown around a lot. For some reason, Black people in America get this stigma that we don't have culture, we don't have discipline, we don't have anything of our own. And I just think that's ludicrous. And often that statement is made by people who aren't in America. You get that a lot from Black people who are African, or Black people who live in Europe, and Black people who are from the West Indies. You get that from them, but I think if you talk to any Black American, they can tell you that Black people in America do have a culture. Black Americans have created a culture for themselves, a culture they should be proud of. Now, the reason why a lot of Black Americans themselves don't take pride in being American, a Black American, is because Black people are oppressed in America. We are the most oppressed racial group in America. Like, that's a fact. We are. But I would challenge you to say, yes, we are oppressed, but so is almost every other Black group on this earth. Like, Black people are oppressed all over the world, and that doesn't stop them from having love from where they came from. I'm not telling you to love America in a systematic way. I'm not telling you to worship the stars and the stripes. I'm saying be proud of what you are. Be proud of being a Black American, because I think it's pretty disrespectful not to be proud to be a Black American when your ancestors built this country from nothing. When your ancestors went through hundreds and hundreds of years of slavery so that you could be in the position you are today. Yes, Black people, we have a long way to go in America, but we have come so far. We've come so far that the same Africans and the same the British Blacks and the same West Indies Blacks come to America to eat off of the things that we have made for ourselves. That's why the rhetoric is so funny and so hypocritical, because you can say in the same breath that Blacks don't have culture and Blacks are lazy, but you'll come over to America to get the opportunities that the same lazy Black people you're talking about got for themselves. White people never gave Black people anything. And a lot of these Black people who aren't from America seem to have that confused in their head. Black people were not given anything by white people. Everything we got, we had to take. So for you to say that we are lazy but come over here and take what we got for ourselves, it's quite funny to me. It seems like everyone is allowed to have pride in where they come from. Everyone is proud to be British. It's proud to be Jamaican. It's proud to be Trinidadian. It's proud to be Bajan. It's proud to be Haitian. But let's keep it frank. All of those things people I just named are a product of slavery. People in Jamaica were slaves. In Jamaica, I see it a lot. Jamaicans are so proud to be Jamaican, and they have every right to be proud to be Jamaican. That's their country. Their ancestors built that country. You should be proud to be Jamaican. But why are you allowed to be proud of being Jamaican, but I'm not allowed to be proud of being American? You get what I'm saying? I don't know if a lot of Jamaicans just don't know their own history. I'm sure they teach you it in school, so I don't know why you'd be so like oblivious. But you guys are not, black people are not indigenous to Jamaica. Christopher Columbus discovered Jamaica the same way he discovered America. Christopher Columbus is the reason why it's called the West Indies. Like, I hope you guys know, like, Jamaica is not something that black people were just on. Black people, the people who were indigenous to Jamaica are dead. The white people killed those people. The same way Native Americans got killed off, the same thing happened in Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados, all those islands in the West Indies, those people were killed off, the indigenous people. So black people are not indigenous to that. So if you're saying black Americans shouldn't be proud of being American because that was never their country, that's false, because Jamaicans get to be proud of being their country, and you got there on a slave ship. And that's what I want to reiterate. Jamaicans, Trinidadians, Haitians, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, who else? Dominicans, we can do this all day. All of you black people got there by a slave ship. A slave ship. If your ancestors have been there for hundreds of years, they got there on a slave ship. Y'all were picking sugarcane in Jamaica. So the same way my ancestors got to America on a boat, your ancestors got to your place on a boat too. But you get to be allowed to have pride in being Jamaican and Trinidadian. For some reason, that gives you culture. That gives you identity. But for some reason, I don't get to get pride out of being black and American. When, let's keep it a buck, if we're really playing the tit for tat petty game, black Americans have made more strides in pulling themselves up than any of these other countries. Because we've had more odds against us because white people didn't leave us. Go to Haiti, there's no white people there. Go to Jamaica, there's no white people. The colonizers left your country. We still have to live with our colonizers and are still making strides towards greatness. Black American culture, yes, I said culture, we'll get on that in a second. Black American culture is one of the most hyper-visual cultures in the world. Dabbing, I don't know why I just dabbed, but I've never dabbed before in my life. But yes, dabbing, rap music, all this stuff that is cultural references come from black people. Black Americans, to be exact. A lot of these things you see in culture have come from black Americans. So for people to sit there on their high horse, Africans, black British people, West Indian blacks, to sit on a high horse like you are better than black Americans when black Americans are doing so much for the black community as a whole, but we get shitted on the most, and it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. And like I said, we're going back to culture. Jamaicans have a culture. Trinidadians have a culture. Puerto Ricans have a culture. They wave their flag high. And the reason why they're able to wave their flag so high and proud is because white people left their countries and left them to rot. Like, Jamaicans are rotting in Jamaica right now. That's not me being like prejudice or anything. Jamaica is poverty stricken. Puerto Rico is poverty stricken. Trinidad is poverty stricken. Barbados is poverty stricken. Like, white people didn't just leave y'all on your own and y'all over there. Y'all not thriving in those countries. Like, that's why a lot of you come to America, because America is a thriving country. But for some reason, black Americans get the bad end in that because we live in a country that's thriving. The only reason why you guys are allowed to have pride in your country is because white people left, but you guys aren't doing better with them being gone. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's another thing y'all need to check. But back to culture. Black Americans get this like we're uncultured. If you meet somebody from Georgia and meet somebody from New York, it's a different culture. If you meet someone from Chicago and meet a black person from California, if I say people, I'm referring to black people only. There's a different culture. Black American culture is in the forefront of everything you see in the media right now. The jokes you see on the internet, memes, all this stuff is Black American culture. Black American culture is in everything. And to be quite honest with you, I think it should be an ethnicity. I think being a Black American should be an ethnicity. The same way being Jamaican is an ethnicity. It should be an ethnic group to be African American. That's what I genuinely believe. Because we have our own culture, we have our own things, we have our own sayings. If an African person comes over to a black neighborhood in America right now, they wouldn't be able to fit in because Black Americans have their own culture. We don't assimilate to the cultures around us. Let's be very clear. Because if Black Americans didn't have their own culture, then when Africans move into black neighborhoods and West Indians move into black neighborhoods, we would assimilate to them. People without culture assimilate to people who do have culture. We have our own culture. That's why we are different from Africans and West Indians. And that's the biggest diaspora of all this. I want you guys we are different. You can point out that African blacks, West Indian blacks, European blacks, and American blacks are different without being divisive. People always think when people say, oh, I'm a Black American and I'm proud. We're not the same. Oh, you're just trying to rip apart the black community. You guys, there's no reward in the black community being unified. There's nothing comes out of that. I don't get if you guys understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying us being one isn't a great thing and so we can push black people up in society. What I'm saying is there's nothing to gain from us not saying that we're different. What are you? I feel like it's always Africans and West Indian blacks who always say, oh, you're being divisive when you break us apart. No, you say that to silence Black Americans. Black Americans are the most silenced group of black people in the world. For some reason, the stuff we go through people don't take it serious. At every turn, other black people who are not American feel the need to shit on black people. And another thing I want to point out, notice that Black Americans are the only people who do the Ancestry.com stuff. We're the only people who feel the burden, yes, I said burden, to go find our ancestors in Africa. Jamaicans don't do that. Ask one Jamaican, have they ever did find my ancestors, find my ancestors.com. Have they ever? No, because Jamaicans and Trinidadians and people from Barbados take full pride that this is their country. They have worked, they have made this country who it is. And I'm not shitting on them. They have every single right to claim that country because it is their country. They've been there since the 1500s. And that's the same thing with Black Americans. We have been here forever. Not to be that person. I have no ties to Africa. My name is Kenya. That's coincidental. But I have no ties to Africa. I don't consider my ancestors African. Yes, if you go deep down, I have African ancestors, of course. And I don't take that away from myself. I'm fine with that. What I'm saying is my ancestors are American. My ancestors are American. I am proud to be a product of slavery. I am proud to be a product of I'm not proud of what my family had to go through. No, of course not. I don't like the fact that my parents were slaves. My ancestors were slaves. What I'm saying is I am proud that from slavery, I'm able to be who I am today. I'm able to be educated. I'm able to read. I'm able to write. I'm able to do all the things that I'm able to do because my ancestors gave me that. So yes, I am a proud Black American. I am proud to be a Black American, because being a Black American is not something to look down on. It's not something to have disdain toward or to be embarrassed for. It's something you should lift up. You should be proud to be an American, but not an American in the sense that you love the stripes and the stars. You should be proud to be a Black American, that you are a product of chattel slavery, and look at what you've been able to do for yourself. But because America is so closely tied to white people, it's hard to have Black American pride. People look at you crazy if you're a Black person and you wave an American flag around. But I'm trying to say, break the stigma. Break the stigma of being proud to be an American. You can be proud to be a Black American and not be okay with how America treats Black people. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's not me saying stand up for the national anthem. Fuck the national anthem. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to do this more in a mindset thing, because it's up here. Black Americans, because it's not other people. A lot of Black Americans feel like they shouldn't be proud to be Black American. And that's up here. You have been conditioned to distance yourself from this country because society doesn't want you to be proud of what you've done. Look around you. Black American culture is everywhere. But everywhere you turn, Black people are being shitted on in America. So oftentimes it makes you not want to associate yourself with America. Reclaim what is yours. This country of America is yours. It is yours. When I fight for Black rights, when I fight for Black Lives Matter and equality, I'm not fighting this fight so I can go back to Africa. I don't want to go back to Africa. I want my reparations in America. I want the country that my ancestors built. I don't want Africa. I promise you, I never have a desire to go find my ancestors. I don't want that. I want my American reparations. This is my country. This is my country. I should be allowed to be president one day because this is my country. I don't want to go back to Africa. I don't want to go live in the West Indies. I don't want to go to Europe. I want America. I want the country that I am owed. Black Americans, you are owed America. Don't distance yourself from America. Don't be ashamed of the fact that you're from slavery. Take back the country that is yours. Because it's a Jedi mind trick, I promise you. White people want you to be looking up your ancestors in Africa. They don't want you to feel connected to America. They want you to feel like your ancestors are somewhere in Africa and you need to go back and visit them. But I say, fuck that rhetoric. Take back the country your parents were slaves to. We built this country with our bare hands. Black women, you breastfed a lot of these presidents' children. What do you mean you want to go back to Africa? This is your country. Your reparations are here. That's what you should be fighting for. You should be fighting for getting your America back. Your America back. This is no one else's country but yours. No one else. You have every right to this country in the same way white people do. So don't think you're tricking the system when you distance yourself from America. They want you to distance yourself from America. You are owed America, okay? Black Americans, you are owed this country. That's why the whole going away, and I don't I saw this one girl, I'm not gonna say her YouTube channel because it wouldn't be important, and this video is never to be messy. They told her to she had a theme for a party, and the theme for the party was rep your flag. And she was like, well, I'm not going to wear an American flag, so I should just go wear a Jamaican flag because I have friends who are from Jamaica, so I'm going to wear the Jamaican flag. If people are comfortable wearing a Jamaican flag, You should be comfortable wearing an American flag. And want me to tell you why? Because Jamaicans are products of slaves as well. That's what I want you guys to leave this conversation with. People in the West Indies are products of slavery. If you are Jamaican, you are a product of slavery in the exact same way Black Americans are. So we don't divvy out the pride. Oh, Jamaicans are allowed to have all this pride, but Americans, y'all need to not have pride because you guys are slaves. No, we all were. You are only a boat stop from being Jamaican yourself. Like, there's no heritage in it. Like, by no heritage, there's no like bloodline. That's what I'm trying to. There's no bloodline to Jamaica. You can't trace your bloodline back to Jamaica, to when Jamaica, like the earth began and people walked the face of the earth. You will track your Jamaican bloodline down to slavery, to when your ancestors were picking sugarcane in the burning hot sun. That's what you will track your ancestries down to in Jamaica. So how about this? Since everyone wants Black Americans to go find some culture and to go find where they came from, how about you tell some Jamaicans to go find where they came from? Tell some Trinidadians to go find where they came from. Tell some Bajans to go find where they came from. Black Puerto Ricans, go find out where you came from. Dominicans, go find out where you came from in Africa. No, y'all don't say that to those people. Y'all only say it to Black Americans. Black Americans are the only people y'all feel like need to go find some culture when Black Americans have all the culture. We have food, we have music, we have so much. Our culture is so rich. And Black Americans, y'all have to start claiming it. Start being proud. Stop letting everyone else diminish what is you. What is you? I can only wonder what the Black American community would be if we took pride in ourselves, if we took pride in what we are. I sound like a hotep right now, but I'm the complete opposite of a hotep, because hoteps want everyone to go back to Africa and become Mother Nature and all types of mess. No, stay in America and reclaim your American identity. Okay? You guys have a blessed day. I will see you in my next one. Bye-bye.